Ever felt like you're just guessing when you tweak your car setup in iRacing? What if you had an engineer that answered in seconds 24/7? Today, we're putting ChatGPT to the test to see if it can actually help you build better setups and go faster. Setups in iRacing can make a huge difference, from lap times to tyre wear to how comfortable the car feels. But if you're not an engineer or haven't spent hours learning it, it can feel impossible to know what to change when the car's handling is off. That's where ChatGPT comes in. Okay, so here we are on track at Donnington.
Just set your fastest lap of the session.
And we're just on the normal fixed setup. I've just done a couple of laps to get some temp in the tyres so I can actually get a feel for what it feels like. And we're kind of trying to think, is the car, understeering or oversteering, and where in the corner is it doing that? So my initial thoughts on the setup is that probably it's not quite rotating enough, or as much as I'd like it to be. So a bit of understeer, mainly sort of mid-corner. It's not too bad on entry or exit, but more mid-corner really, I think. Yeah, it doesn't feel too bad, but I think you've got to sort of pick out the things that you don't like, try and be quite critical. And we'll get ourselves a reference lap on the board as well, so that we can kind of gauge whether our changes work. So as we come across the line,
Just set your fastest lap of the
it's
session.
going to be a 29.3. So we'll jump back to the garage and ask ChatGPT for some help. I told ChatGPT this: I'm driving a Porsche 911 GT3 Cup at Donnington on iRacing. I'm getting understeer mid-corner. What should I change in my setup? Now, you can see here what ChatGPT gave me when I asked it that. And honestly, it gave me some pretty solid advice, to be honest. So obviously the issue is mid-corner understeer, which we specified earlier in the prompt. And it's given me things like softening the front anti-roll bar, stiffening the rear anti-roll bar, increasing rake, increasing camber, negative camber, should I say, increase front toe out, and it's also said about the differential, which we don't have on Porsche Cup. But these are all things that aid in rotation. So it's given us a really good set of things to try here. And as you can see at the bottom, it's also mentioned tyre pressures, which aren't super important in iRacing really, as far as I'm aware, but yeah, it's given that anyway. And then it's given us also some driving style tips here, so some things to think about. So maybe we're not just thinking about the setup. So are you trail braking too long into the apex, which can overload the fronts? Are you carrying too much speed in? Again, scrubbing the fronts, and try adjusting your line. Slightly later apex may help in Donnington in some corners, which is definitely true as well. So it's given us loads of useful information there to use. So let's jump back in the sim and make some of those changes and see what happens. Okay, so here we are then in the garage. Based on ChatGPT's advice, I am going to make some changes that it suggested to try and rule out that mid-corner understeer that we're getting and get a bit more rotation in the car. So the first one that it said about was softening the front anti-roll bar, which we actually can't do because it's at the bottom value anyway, but we can stiffen the rear. So we're going to put that up one click. And the other thing, next thing it said, was to raise the rear ride height and increase the rake of the car. So we're going to put the rear up a couple of clicks as well. So that's that done. Increase our camber, we actually can't do on the front because it's already at its lowest value. But we can increase the front toe out. So we'll give that a couple of clicks as well. And that's all of the setting changes that we can apply. So we're just going to check that's passed, and it has. So let's take that back out on track now and see if we can beat our previous best lap. Okay, so here we go then. We've applied the changes that ChatGPT suggested. And I've done a couple of warm-up laps, the same as the last stint, just to get the temp of the tyres so we can have a fair comparison. And already I can feel that the car's rotating more than it was before. So there's definitely less understeer mid-corner. And there was somewhere where it was pretty bad on the first run, but that has felt much better. And as you can see on the Delta, we've gained a fair bit of time through the first part of the lap already. But yeah, it feels a lot more responsive on the front end, which is exactly what we wanted. And it looks like we're gonna PB here, as long as I don't mess up the last corner. Which I have a bit, but we've still gone faster.
New fastest lap for you.
So those changes have definitely helped to make the car more drivable already, which is great. So after that second test then, the car definitely was rotating more and understeering less, especially mid-corner, which is exactly what we were aiming for. It's not perfect yet, and that wasn't a perfect lap either, but we still found 2.5 tenths almost on our initial personal best on the normal fixed setup. So that's a good gain already. And I did practice a bit more and make a few more tweaks in the same direction that was suggested by ChatGPT, and I managed to in the end get the time down to a 1:28.9. So that's a big difference from the first times that we got. Okay, so here's a summary of what I think after testing this out. I think the pros of this system for kind of improving your setups is instant help, which is great because we don't always have access to that otherwise. It's definitely a good learning tool if you're new to setups and you don't really know the direction to go in at all if you have issues with the setup, and it's great for troubleshooting sort of the main problems like understeer and oversteer quickly, basically. The not so good things about this, it doesn't really give you track specific data. We saw a little bit of that, but it doesn't always give you track specific knowledge. It's kind of more of a generalization of fixes, and it also doesn't take into account any data either. It doesn't replace actual testing. You still need to do the testing yourself because it's about how the car feels to you. So it's not going to do everything for you, but it does give you a good direction to go in. And sometimes it does give kind of generic answers, so you have to use your common sense a bit. If something doesn't apply to the track or the car that you're using, then obviously disregard that bit of information. So if you'd like to try this yourself, I'm going to drop the ChatGPT Prompt Template in the description below. So copy and paste it into just the free version of ChatGPT. That's all I used, so anybody can use it, and just tweak it to your car and track combo that you're using. Let me know in the comments if you've got any setup problems that you want help with specifically that you're struggling to figure out. And if you found this helpful, please do like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps me to grow it and keep bringing you content regularly. So thank you very much, and catch you on track. See you next time.